and welcome to another episode of At the Bar with Podcast. We're rolling in on a year now doing the podcast, so we're inviting guests that we've had on before on just to see what they're doing nowadays. And today we have Steve Philbrook back on set. Steve, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. So you've had a pretty busy winter coming into spring and summer already, haven't you?
I have. Yes. Yep. Staying busy all the
time. And it's going to get even busier.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Well, yeah, it is.
Luckily busier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're busy as gallivanting across the world, scuba diving, right? So
lucky cat.
Yeah.
That's a lot of it. Yep. It's great. Never get sick of it.
Well, when you go gallivanting around the world, you get thirsty. So, speaking of thirsty, Steve, what are you having?
I will have a Coors Light.
Excellent choice.
Ditto.
That would be Stacy as well.
Yeah, ditto.
Okay, Jean, what are you having over there?
Air.
Whiz nazzle.
She's having air.
Air. Patrick, what are you drinking back there?
Yeah.
I got me a little snit of some Jim Beam,
Ooh.
just straight up regular Jim Beam bourbon. They were out of my 7-year aged, so I had to go with the rest.
Is that a new glass? Is that your special Jim Beam glass?
Yeah, it's my Minnesota Viking frosty
Frosty
low ball glass. Yeah.
Do you ever drink with
Very good deal.
do you ever drink with a little ice in there, or just
If it's more than 40 proof, I'll usually ice up a bourbon. But
okay?
the 40 proof is usually good for sipping.
Or over
and
90
have a
degrees?
Little AW chaser.
Thank you, sir.
That's crazy.
A&W chaser, a little root beer.
Is that the cream?
I've thought about it's just regular zero sugar root beer, but I thought about
Try to mix
mixing it, but it's actually good. You take a sip and then you have a sip and it mixes. It all mixes.
It all ends up in the same place, and then
it all meets in the liver.
and then Brett, I see a special concoction up here, a little cup of
Yeah, a little shorty.
Jorge.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Jim Brewer
Yeah.
at all, the comedian?
Oh, not different Jim Brewer, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But he was on Saturday Night Live about a million years
He was
ago. He
Goat
played,
Boy.
Goat Boy.
Okay.
And he had this bit about, how alcohol is like a party. And you invite people into the party. And when you get too many people in the party, you have to kick them all out. And he was talking about your stomach is the party and you're throwing up. It's like, it's like, we're Heineken. Can we come in? He's like, I don't know. And then he's like, and then somebody always has to bring tequila in. He's like, hey, can we join the party? I don't know.
No,
Jose, last time you were here, you caused a lot of problems.
I think I remember that.
Remember that one?
That was funny.
It was awesome.
Wasn't there something about the worm?
Yeah, there was all sorts. He was talking like Heineken, there's the worm, there was Jack Daniels and Jim Beam.
And he had access for everybody.
Yeah.
What about the time when we met him at Fridays in Roseville?
Oh my God.
And he said we bought him a bunch of shots, and then he's buying us shots, and he's like whips out his black American Express card, and he's like, "You're gonna lose."
and it was funny because the bartender guy's name's Ted Saganek, and Ted goes, "Yeah, he's got an American Express black card, so
Yeah.
he's got more money than you." And he was over at the table going, I do have more money than you. And we're like, all right, fine. But it was funny because, it started out that you're like Gene's sitting next to him and he's we go to the bar, and this is at the Rose of Friday when that was open. And so she's sitting next to him, and she's looking at him, and he looks back at her, and she looks back at him. She goes, "You Goat Boy?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm Goat Boy." She goes, "Oh." And I can't remember who we were with, but someone went, "Bah!" And he's like, "Oh, come on." And then we told Patty, we go, get him a shot. So we give him a shot, and then he buys us one. Then he goes to this one table, and then we send his table a bunch of shots, and then he doubles up the shots. So they come back, and there's like actually it's like triple, like 3 shots. We're like 4 shots over there, and Teddy goes, he does have a the American Express black card, so you're gonna lose. And he goes, no more. He goes, I will bury you guys. I will bury you. So we let it go, and he's like, yeah, we're St. Thomas University from here. I'm like, he's like, he's gonna go cruise the college.
Sure.
Oh,
Nice.
You know,
nice.
but he was younger. I mean, that was probably 30 years ago. So I mean, it was a lot different. So,
But St. Thomas?
yeah, he had friends that were either going to St. Thomas or down there. So it was funny. I mean, yeah, quite interesting guy. We had fun. Yeah. So Patrick,
What?
how is
Yes, sir.
how's the weather in sunny Sacramento nowadays?
It's not actually sunny today. It's actually cloudy. There was a couple of raindrops, but it's only 80 and cloudy today. But it'll be sunny and 90 the rest of the week. So just a little hiccup. I was going to say, since we were talking, Steve's back, and you guys were talking off air, where you guys were talking about shark attacks and whatnot. But the old Norm Macdonald crocodile hunter bit has been circulating lately. I don't know if you remember this, but this was like 10 days after Steve Irwin died.
Oh,
And
man.
I'll just play it for you here real quick.
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter. Did you? Because I think you make them sad. Because I think it was tragic at the time, but I think
At the time, 10 days earlier.
I don't know. People calling me, man, they're shocked. Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it. Who got killed? The crocodile hunter. So,
By a fish. So yeah, that just triggered that. I just had to share that. It's pretty funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was tragic at the time. 10 days
At the
ago.
time. Yeah, at the time.
Guess who got killed?
Wow.
Well, Steve, we were trying to get you back for a while, but you were so busy, doing scuba stuff. Where did you go this year? What were your main places that were super cool?
I was in the Philippines for a couple weeks, and we were in Fiji for a couple weeks, and that was in March. So yeah, I get to miss a good month of the winter, which is
Didn't you see a gnarly earthquake 7.8 today?
Ooh.
Oh, did they? I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just
There's
missed
There's
it.
some, I think 35 killed, 200 injured so far.
Oh
But
yeah,
it was a big one.
yeah. And then weren't they expecting a big tsunami as well? They had tsunami alerts. I remember.
Oh, I bet.
seeing that on
Sure,
the
sure.
news, so.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you were underwater and there was an event like an earthquake or a tsunami or a volcanic eruption, would that affect you?
It would. You would feel it, depending. I think I've never personally been underwater when that happened, but I've heard it can be minor, or depending how big the wave is. And a lot of those tsunamis, I don't think the wave's that big.
Well, you
Just
feel,
a
you
rush
probably
of water.
feel, you feel going up and
Yeah,
down.
you would go down a little bit. Your ears would
Yep.
you need to equalize them. Again, depending how big the wave is, it
Yep.
could be drastic, I guess. But I had a group go to Guanaja, Honduras. This was a few years back, and we go there on a regular basis. A little private island called Clark's Cay, and they were diving underwater, and they had an earthquake. So there was no tsunami that they had, but there was some warnings and stuff, but nothing happened. But they didn't know it was an earthquake till they got to the surface. They just heard this big bang, like the
Whoa.
boat blew up, and they continued the dive.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they got to the surface, and the dive got, the boat captain's like,
There's no boat.
yeah, there was an earthquake, So yeah,
Now, when you travel around the world to scuba dive, are there different seasons for different things? Because you were talking about Cozumel and the bull sharks at a certain time. You said November, I think you said, through.
yeah, November through January is the best bull shark season if you want to go dive with them in Playa.
If you want to go dive with
Yeah.
them. No,
Yeah.
I was talking about avoiding.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you know how like sometimes they have like a lot of like jellyfish, or the man o' wars will come in, and you kind of want to avoid.
Yeah, it's more of I think just with currents and winds.
Oh,
Big
sure.
winds will bring different things in, but a lot of the trips that we run, specifically to Palau is one of our most popular destinations. We plan it around the moon cycle,
Okay.
because you could go there for a month, and it's, I don't want to say completely different diving, but significantly different each week. The different
Sure.
cycles of the moon, you get different spawnings,
Right.
like you get the bumphead parrotfish spawning, it's snapper spawning, more shidles that bring the sharks in, and all that. So it's pretty unique.
Have you ever seen Aquaman?
That I am not. Well, on TV, yeah.
So if you, so is there times that you go specifically to certain places to see certain things, and what are those?
Yes. So yeah, like Palau is a big one. So we generally go January through March, and we will pick our favorite time is the new moon or full moon.
Okay.
And that's where we get the most shark and manta action with the different types of spawnings, and those are our favorite times to go. Lots of mantas can be,
that'd be sweet.
specific dive sites and stuff. So, and if you go other times of the year, I've gone in the fall, where it was still good, but it was completely different trip. It wasn't anything near as electric as going one of those cycles during January through March is our experience.
So that tan is paid for.
It is.
And when he says manta, it's not Aquaman.
Manta ray, yeah.
It's not, it's not Aquaman's nemesis.
Yeah, manta.
It's the other manta.
Now, I mean, you scuba dive, you basically swim with the sharks, right?
Bull sharks.
Bull sharks and manta and all that stuff.
We do.
I mean, to me, I love you for it, but
glad you're doing it, not me.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, no, but
yeah, no, sharks. We run a lot of trips that we kind of guarantee sharks, and there's a lot of people that want to go see them, and they're a wild animal, and they can definitely be dangerous like anything.
Why?
But they're docile. They like the interaction. Tiger sharks are my favorite. We go to Fiji to see them. We go to the Bahamas, Tiger Beach. Is that and the sharks, they like the interaction. They like.
I hear they act like dogs.
Push them. They are a lot of them. I mean, you got to be careful, and stuff. But the bigger they're slow and objective. At least the tiger sharks are, and they come up to you, just kind of push their snout down and move them out of the way, and they swim. It's and you can tell they do like the interaction. It's
they're trying to figure out what and who, not necessarily who, but what you are, and if you're, because I read that they bump.
They do.
They like to bump to see what the reaction is. Are you a solid thing or do you move? Literally, and they go by
sonars. There's sonars
and electric and a sonars. And
well, good example. And I can't share too much about the video clip that I showed you guys, but that was just like a bump test bite, and I mean
it's a fluke.
And the shark took off, and but the person was injured significantly, but that was because of the how that diver was acting underwater and what he was doing to trigger that.
Well, most sharks attacks are mistakes, right?
They're
not intended for humans.
No, they aren't, and that's why they call those test bites. If he wanted to eat that person, there's nothing that any of us could do. I mean, they're so much more powerful underwater. But they come in and it's like, oh nope, that's not what I want. And off they go.
You weren't the flavor of the week.
No. So, but
it tastes just like chicken.
Only if you wear yellow.
But you said that they can't bite through a wetsuit.
No, sharks can. Yes.
Oh, they can. Oh.
I was told sea snakes can't.
Sea snakes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've never tested that in normal life.
You don't want to. Yeah, no. that would be bad. So, what happened to the guy when he got nipped?
They just took him to the surface and to the hospital, and he got stapled up. And
oh God, staples!
What a cool scar, though.
That's a big
that's a story.
Shit, right?
It's depending what type of insurance you got, it's a free tattoo.
It's a rite of passage, right?
Dang.
Hey, Patrick, do you ever go swimming out in the ocean out there?
I do not. It's Northern California, so it's.
Is it dark and choppy?
Yeah, like San Francisco Bay.
Choppy.
It's going to be choppy. It's going to be muddy. It's going to be It's just.
I think all the West Coast is like that. When we were down in Trinconis, it's just like that on that West Coast.
Yeah, the Pacific side is darker for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful if you go to like Big Sur and Monterey and all of that. It's beautiful, but yeah, you don't want to jump into it because it's if it's 50 degrees outside and foggy, the water's gonna suck. It's gonna be worse. So yeah, it's not a really good place to do swimming or anything in the ocean. But I mean, if you go to SoCal, I mean, San Diego and LA's got some good spots.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you while you were here, when you do your dives, you do like the motor yachts quite a bit.
Yeah, we do. They're called liveaboards, and they're anywhere from 125 to 175 feet long on average, and they generally hold 20 to 24 divers.
Wow.
And they're super nice, big crew. They're definitely luxury yachts, and they take care of you. The food's amazing. The experiences are awesome. The cultures that you get to see. And we generally only do liveaboards in places that you have to do liveaboards
Right.
to dive them. Otherwise, we like the land based too, because there's a lot of things that you miss on a liveaboard that you get land based. Interactions with the locals more, and getting to going to the villages and just seeing how other people live in the simplicity, which is pretty cool.
That would be great. I mean, on my Facebook feed, I and it's funny because you can say something because it listens to you. Your phone through the microphone, and I'm like, and I said to somebody at work, I go, yeah, I'd love to get one of those nice big motor yachts, maybe like a 60-footer, and then all of a sudden my feed was nothing but yachts. All these different yachts and people selling them. You can get this yacht for $220,000, and I'm like, yeah, I wish I had $220,000. I'd be buying that yacht. But I thought it was really cool, and it reminded me. I'm like going, oh man, and Steve, when he goes scuba diving, when they do the liveaboards, they go on these huge, yachts. I mean, 175 feet. That's ginormous.
Yeah, it is. We always pick really reputable companies that are, we don't pick Dan and Tim's scuba yacht, and go out on the Red Sea or something. You're asking for some problems there. So we're picking, well-known established organizations that have.
So is that how that works? So you have people, or not people, but locations or companies that you go for that you.
Yes. Yeah. We're in close relationship with a lot of them. My wife, Jolene's our travel agent, and she books all of our travel. She works with Roatan Charter out of, I'll call it Tampa. It's actually San Antonio, Florida. That's where she's at right now, working this past week. Wow. We have a great relationship with all the resorts that we go to and the liveaboards, and we know the owners and the staff really well, and it's such a small world, small community that everybody's, for the most part, wonderful. So
that's fun. So what is the scariest moment you've encountered? Mine was the sea snake one.
The sea snake one?
Yeah, I was young and I crapped my pants, but
that snake was in his pants. What?
That might have been the deterrent that you needed. Literally.
Man.
Yeah, I would say probably the scariest one for me. This was probably, 20 years ago. No, it was longer than that. It was probably 2001, because it was my first time going to Truck Lagoon, or the Chuuk Lagoon, Chuuk is what it's actually called. Divers call it Truck Lagoon. Yep. And it's where the Japanese had their Imperial fleet in World War II, so it was kind of like their Pearl Harbor. And I went there on it was called a FAM trip, a familiarization trip. So you get to learn about the island, the dive sites, and one of the guys was a tech diver, and I was a tech diver, and he wanted to go see a deep shipwreck, which was right around 200 feet that we were down, which is deeper than recreational diving that we would go. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go do it. So we strapped some extra tanks with and brought them down. And we went inside, and we didn't lay lines, which we should have. We didn't go inside very far. But we went in to where it got dark, and you could barely see some ambient light. And we are at that depth. It gets a little darker.
Yeah, it's really dark.
It's still light, but it got a little bit darker. And there was a stingray under the silt, and it took off because we scared it, and it was an instant blackout.
Oh, I suppose.
So we couldn't see anything. And so, and you're taught this in cave training and stuff. So we
about the bubbles and stuff.
Well, just how to dive with zero visibility.
Yep.
Wow. But we're in an overhead environment, in a confined environment. There is a way out, but we can't see it, and we didn't tie off because that was stupid. Anyway, long story short, we waited it out, but the issue was, how long do we wait? Because the gas up, we didn't have the proper amount of gas up.
Yeah, because you had to decompress up.
It was just, we were going to go check it out.
Yeah, because I think at 200 feet, you got about 5 minutes down there, maybe, without decompression.
Well, depends on what you're breathing and everything. Yep. So, and anyway, we got out and stuff, but that was the most probably. I'm trying to calm my breath and my breathing down, and, that sort of thing, just to relax. And my wife's was at home recovering from surgery at the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, some of the things are going through my mind. And we got out, but it was a good lesson to learn. And so I'll
try it off next time.
I don't do those dives anymore. I'm too old.
But we were talking about the cenotes in Mexico are just fantastic, but those caves are scary. I mean, I could imagine, all of those ones that I went in are routed, obviously, and with ropes, to go in and out, and the theloclines that you see. But some of them, I couldn't imagine how many miles and miles and miles and miles of underwater.
Yeah, and cave diving, it's a lot of divers zen. I personally don't like it. It doesn't interest me whatsoever. I do like the cenotes in the caverns where you get to see all the light shining down. That's beautiful. But when you see the signs, don't go past this point, unless you're cave certified. There's a reason for that. And so if you're a diver down there and you see these little yellow or orange triangles, don't pick them.
What's this?
I collect them.
I was just worried about, so my breathing was not, I hadn't dove in a long time. So, I mean, I was up and down, and you just try to, I don't want to break any of these stalagmites or stalactites off, because I'm going up and down so much. But yeah, you can really suck down a tank pretty fast if you're not regulated.
If you're not comfortable, and there's always a inherent level of anxiety in all divers. I don't, even like if I haven't dove in a month or two and I go on a trip the first dive, my breathing rate is always a little bit more than it would be, the next couple dives in, right? It's just one of those things. It's human nature, and that's a good thing though. That you're.
Oh, absolutely. So, Patrick, when are you going to start scuba diving now? Sounds like fun.
Probably never. I've gone snorkeling in Hawaii. That's cool enough for me, But I like going to the touristy spots. You just put your head down, you can see stuff, and that's all good.
Sure.
Yeah, my brother and I mean, the last time I went scuba diving, it was a while ago, but we went on a cruise, and this is when Mitch, my brother, his daughter was probably like 6 years old, and now she's like 24.
That's crazy.
But we went scuba diving, and it was funny because we both were just certified, and we both done scuba diving, and with Mitch being a bomb squad guy, scuba dive as well, and we're looking, and all of a sudden there's a group of people, and this is in Cozumel, and there's a group of people that are like freaking out because they lost their guide.
Sure.
So he's like pointing, and I'm like going, yeah. And we go to our guide, we're hitting him, and he's like, what? And we're like this, and he goes, so we go on, we grab the group, and we bring the group with us. And then about a half an hour later, their guide comes up, and he's like, oh my God. He was like frazzled. He was like freaking out because it was the same outfit that did it, and he was literally losing his mind, and his buddy's like, no, they're good.
And that's the thing. One thing about Cozumel or any type, there's a lot of drift diving and currents there. It's everybody ends up in the same spot. For the most part.
But I mean, it wasn't. I mean, we're talking probably about 25 to 30 feet, maybe.
Oh,
you're going through, and there's some of the submerged stuff, artifacts,
little swim throughs,
and that kind of stuff. But the guy stops, and what happened was their guide stopped to show them and pointing, and then he starts going, and they're sitting there and they're looking, and they didn't realize that he left, and all of a sudden they're looking around going, where's our guy?
It's easy to lose stuff. Even though it's very clear.
It is. It is. Yeah, you can. It's
like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, we did laugh about it a little bit, but when he came back, he was white. I mean, literally pale white, freaking out because he's like, oh my God, we gotta go, and his boss is like, no, they're over there now.
Well, and in Cozumel in Mexico, what one of my dive guides that I've known for a long time told me, if there's an incident, a lost diver, a fatality or something like that, the dive guide or the crew gets arrested. They go to jail until proven not their fault.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
so
probably why he was
guilty until proven innocent.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's what,
Well, this guy scrambled up, and he was like, oh my God. And his boss calmed him down. He goes, we picked them up. They're all accounted for, with the little check mark. And then he just about in tears, almost started crying. We're like, going,
Yeah.
Now, have you ever done Okinawa?
but
I know I have not. We have not dove. I mean, we've been through Japan, as transit. I've never dove it.
Okay.
And one of the companies I used to work for is based out of, if I pronounce it correctly, Kamakura, Japan.
Kamakura?
Okay.
So, we mostly dove the East China Sea because that was the clearest in that
Okay.
area. Obviously, I think the other side is like what Patrick said, dark and abysmal. But man, it was really neat. But they had the problems with the crown of thorns
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah.
ate all the coral, the nice
Yeah.
coral, and then everybody was collecting the Triton's trumpets.
Okay.
So that's what ate the crown of thorns, and everybody wanted the nice shell from the Triton's trumpet.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. It's funny.
It's
Yeah.
too bad, but that was fun. I mean, the great memories from being a little kid.
Yeah. Someday I'll dive Japan. We just haven't yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
my brother actually is in Japan right now.
Is he?
Yeah, him and May went to Japan. They left on
Oh, that's
the
right,
6th,
that's right, you
so
said that.
they're there now. Was my mom's birthday, and I texted him. I'm like, "Hey, are you coming with me over to mom's?" He's like,
I'm in Japan.
"I'm in Japan," and I went, "Oh crap, that's right." I'm like,
Thanks for waking me up, by the way.
You said you went to Kyoto, right?
yeah, he did.
Kyoto, Osaka.
Yep, go to Osaka and a bunch of different. He wanted to go to the smaller areas, I think.
Yeah.
So they get more, and they waited a little bit, and I'm like, well, why don't you go when the gin blossoms were in bloom? And he's like, too many people.
Oh,
She said there's way too many people, so they waited. It's cheaper about
Sure.
this time, but it's just as nice.
mhm.
And then they want to hit the smaller
Less marsh,
areas, less touristy, that kind of stuff. So, but they've been to,
Well,
you know,
Tokyo, Osaka's. I mean, you have to kind of go out to.
yeah,
Fukuoka.
you got to do different things, but they've been over to, that area of Indochina and
Mhm.
Japan and the Philippines, and many, many times since his wife is Laotian and
Sure.
Hmong, so they go there. They've been there quite a few times, so
Okay.
it's kind of
Yeah.
second nature.
Fun.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'd love to go to Thailand and scuba dive there. That would be
Yeah, we're
Incredible.
actually talking about booking a trip there on one of the liveaboards out. Oh boy, I'm trying to think. There's islands off the mainland. We went dive the mainland. It's a group of islands, and I'm blanking it right now. But yeah, that would be.
Are you eating fresh fish every day when you're out there on the
Yeah.
boat?
Yeah. I mean, the menu is pretty surprisingly pretty vast that you can and they got buffets too where there's
Oh, okay.
it's usually buffet eating.
Okay.
But there's a lot of options.
Oh, okay.
So if you want something off of that's not on the menu or the buffet, they'll make it.
You can go
something.
catch it and bring it up and then give it to them.
They would do that, yeah. As long as they're not in a
Would
marine
you-
park, yeah.
Yeah.
would you please catch us some McDonald's?
That's what
That might be tough.
I'll have a fish fillet.
The fish.
I haven't had a filet o fish in a long time.
Mixed
Those are
We should go-
great.
That's about the only thing I get from McDonald's when I go
Really?
there.
They are awesome.
And my wife hates
Yeah.
me for it. She's like, "What are you doing? It's square." And I'm,
Yeah,
Well, and it's not
That's
even
what
good
makes
for
it
you.
taste better.
it's a craving thing, just like a White Castle every once in a while. It's like I
Uh,
don't know why, but just as
There's a craving. I mean, the other night I got done with work and
you did, didn't you?
I called Dean. I'm like going, I'm next to McDonald's, and she goes, fine. And we get the usual, the McDouble meal deal. It's
Yeah.
$6 for
Sure.
a McDouble, a 4-piece
You say, yep,
chicken,
yep.
fries,
and
and a drink. Yeah,
Fries.
$6. I mean, it's
You
dirt.
can't go
cheap.
wrong.
But it's so bad, so bad.
Yeah. The
Just-
salt.
And then I feel guilty the next day, thinking I just took another 12 minutes off my life by eating that.
another
Yeah.
12
Back in the
minutes.
radio days, when I didn't have a lot of money because
Because you were in the
DJs
radio.
don't make shit. But McDonald's
all you guys
used to
were
have
rich.
the legit dollar menu, So like
Remember the
you
dollar
could get a
menu?
McChicken,
They don't have
filet-o
that no
fish,
more.
all
Yeah.
for
Small
$1.
fries.
So I'd
Yeah.
get like 4 of them, and that would be my dinner or lunch for that day. And $4 a day to eat.
But really, what really pissed you off is when you go, it's got the burgers and stuff like that. But if you want a small fry, it's like $3.
Yeah.
I know,
It's like, I want my fries, but
I know. I mean, because I would
you guys are losers. I would always get the Happy Meal.
Yeah, she
And I
would.
go
Yeah.
drive through and they go, is it for a girl or for a boy? And I'm like, girl.
So she's
But, and you just got to
all of
toys.
them. Yeah, she's got all the fun toys. But
Oh yeah.
I would go there and I'd get the McDouble
Oh.
deal, and it used to be $5, and then I would order. Can I get an extra McDouble? And that's another $3.70. I'm like, for $1.30 more. Just give me two. I mean, it's like they get you. They know
do. Yep. They know what you're craving.
That number there is enough to push you over to get that extra sale. I'm like, you mother fudgers.
Would you like something to drink with that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Can you put a little bit of vodka in that Diet Coke?
They're Coke too.
Oh,
It's
but
like you can't drink regular Coke with McDonald's. You
Well,
have to drink
no.
their Coke.
Yeah, but their Coke is like the best.
It's got crack in it.
Well, it's the best diet. I mean, it's the best Diet Coke I've ever had comes from McDonald's.
Well,
but-
best Coke period.
Yeah, but somebody told
Do you remember
me
when
that-
they tried to change that shit?
Yes, because it used to come with McDonald's. I was told it comes in the canister, so it's the aluminum canister instead of the plastic bag. And they went from canister to plastic bag, and then they went back to canister.
Yeah, that's like we're not doing this
because it tastes like shit coming out of the bag.
It's also they have a superior carbonation water system too, so that you're getting like a filtered water.
Oh my God,
that's where
so good.
most of it comes from.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's absolutely liquid crack. It is.
It is.
It's
so good.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it's McDonald's. They're going down though.
No, their French fries are the best.
Their French fries are the best. Oh, they tried to change those too, didn't they? Or Burger King? Was it?
That was Burger King
that tried to change.
Yeah, and then Burger King's now trying to get them more like McDonald's. But if you ever seen that that one movie, Super Size Me, where the guy ate for a month, ate 3 meals a day for a month, just whatever was on the menu, and the caveat was if they asked him if he wanted to supersize it, he had to supersize it. And eat all of it. The caveat to this whole thing is that he would have to eat all of it. He couldn't leave anything, all of it, and supersize it. So, but at the end,
that documentary turned out to be a total fraud, right?
Really?
It did.
I didn't know.
The guy that did it, he was drinking one of these a day. So that's how he got his liver numbers were all fucked up and his blood sugar was all fucked up. And they were saying it was from McDonald's, but no, he was pounding alcohol on the side.
No,
it's not even
really.
Funny. Someone else redid it and they actually lost weight.
Seriously?
But eating McDonald's every day?
Google that. Yeah.
How many miles a day do they run?
Like mix in a salad. You could get like nuggets in a salad. I mean, that's not too bad. But.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are some healthy options at McDonald's, right?
Yeah. Apple slices.
No, not apple slices.
They probably sugar on it.
Their yogurt might be good with granola.
Speaking of the apple slices, when my kids were little, my brother and I used to put on this haunted house, and we were up at 101 Market in Otsego, and it's a big haunted house. And you open this Happy Meal up, and on the back of one of the corridors, you just put the apples there.
Yeah.
And so 6 weeks later, when the haunted house is over, we went back and we were taking it down. Oh, the apples are there. They look like you just opened them up. No brown.
Are you
whatsoever.
serious?
Citric acid.
That is not an exaggeration at all.
Ooh, what do they put in those?
Citric acid.
So yeah, probably citric acid. I'd bet on that. Oh boy. Well, I mean, remember like the Twinkie before they redid the recipe? Hostess did. They did all sorts of testing on the Twinkie and said it had literally a 14-year shelf life.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, it's not going to taste the same, but it's still edible. It wouldn't hurt you.
When I was in college, a kid did a paper on the Twinkie for the speech. It was a speech for public speaking, and his paper was an informative speech, and he found that there's one molecular structure different between a Twinkie and a Frisbee.
Oh my God.
And that's what it was.
Oh my God. I totally believe that, because when I was young, as a kid, I would take Twinkies and I'd put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then I'd eat them out of the freezer, but they never froze solid. They never did. I mean, ice freezes solid, and I could still eat them. They were cold and they were kind of frozen, but they weren't
never solid.
They're never
hard.
solid frozen. And I was just like, that's just not normal.
No, it's funny because my wife used to do admin work for a chiropractic clinic that we go to, and the I just remember this one poster they had on their wall. Top 10 American foods that are banned everywhere else in the
world.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And it was like Cheez-Its.
Yep.
Orange
Yeah, Ritz
Gatorade.
crackers.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain
had
Dew,
the
yep.
equivalency of antifreeze or something like that.
Yep. Well, that's why all of the kids nowadays have autism and ADHD is because Gen X people had kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
in Ireland, I guess they allow Subway, but there's some caveat that the bread is more classified as a cake than it is an actual bread. So they have to like
they have
not
to say,
call it bread in Ireland.
I like Wonder Bread. You wonder what's in it.
I'm going to have a Subway sandwich on cake.
Yeah,
On cake.
or a donut.
Coming right out.
A donut, donut sub.
But you know, and there's this thing that they're doing these days. It just amazes me. So we go to this place. Me and my buddy Brad go to this place up here called The Well, and they're a cheeseburger between two waffles.
Yeah,
with
We
syrup.
do that with donuts, glazed
Yeah,
donuts.
that's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
So,
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yeah,
Glazed
totally. It's been a
donut
thing
hamburger.
for a while. And
Yeah.
in fact, on like the Food Channel, there is a place in Minneapolis. I can't remember the name, but I remember they had, a segment. Guy Fieri did some segments, and they literally had a breakfast burger, and the breakfast burger. So the sunny side up egg, and it had the bacon and that sausage, maple, like a maple, I don't know if it was like maple bacon, maple something, but they built it up and they put it on a toasted donut, glazed donut, and on it. And he ate it. You could, he's doing the hunch, where he's like going, and he's eating this thing, and he's got, egg coming down, and he's just like going.
But this is all breakfast food. When you're eating waffles for dinner on a burger, there's something wrong.
No, it's not, Gene.
Nope.
Gene, what was at the Swanson household? Did you ever do breakfast for what?
Dinner.
Breakfast for
I'm sure Patrick's done that too.
Brenner.
Yeah.
Brenner, it's the best.
Yeah, you're
Brenner all
right.
the time.
Breakfast for dinner, right?
We're having pancakes for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I've made eggs and bacon for dinner. It's not a problem.
I've
I've had that for
Love
dinner
that.
a lot of times.
No
Well,
problem.
yeah,
No
and then
problem over here.
no problem. I mean, think about it, back when we were in college. What did we do at like 2:00 in the morning? I
Eat
mean,
breakfast.
yeah.
you ended up at Perkins.
Well,
eating
okay.
breakfast. So,
Let's be fair here.
so
Having eggs and bacon is one thing because it's greasy and it's protein, but the sweet stuff like pancakes and waffles.
oh, awesome for that. Totally awesome for dinner. Jean makes these waffles, these Belgian waffles that it takes her an hour just to get the batter right.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it literally does. She's got
No.
to add the ingredients. It takes about an
Let's
hour.
go back to McDonald's. They've got the McGriddles. It's the breakfast sandwich
Yes,
on
and-
Those
fucking
are good, too.
pancakes.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Well,
They are.
yeah, for breakfast. For breakfast, but for dinner, they don't serve it after 11 o'clock.
I mean, Stacy, you've lived your entire life here.
Yes, I
know
know.
that. I mean,
There's just some things that just I don't know.
I love breakfast for dinner. It is awesome, especially like the breakfast burger. I've always loved that. And I remember when I worked at the Perkins, I think they call it the West End Perkins. This is up in St. Cloud,
Sure.
actually in Wade Park. And this was the busiest Perkins I think they had in the state because they had all the truckers coming in. And this is back in 1986. And this, the kitchen manager would make a special. They'd do a special, and he'd do the breakfast burger special. I'm like, breakfast burger? I mean, I can eat a breakfast burger for breakfast. No. So, and he made it, it's a bacon cheeseburger with the egg on top and stuff. I'm like, you can't put an egg on a burger. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then he had the peanut butter and jelly burger. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Are you smoking
Elvis?
crack or something?
Yeah.
It was disgusting. I'm like, no. And he made one up, cut it. He goes, eat. I'm like, I am not touching that. He goes, I'm going to put you on line 2 unless you have it. I'm like, oh, here we go. Because line 2 is the worst line. We always work line 4, which is in the back, and we just work together. Work together. I ate it 2 bites, and I'm like, oh my God. I go, like, what is this sorcery? It was one of the greatest things that I've ever eaten. I was like, scarf the whole thing. Are you going to eat that? Yeah. And then the peanut butter and jelly I've heard of peanut butter burgers, but peanut butter and jelly, and that was incredible too. It was grape jelly and peanut butter on a bacon cheeseburger. I was just like,
that I haven't had.
it was good.
I bet.
But he was doing this,
My bunger
30,
crying
35,
just about it.
well, 35 years ago, and now it's in vogue now. I mean, people like doing that.
I just drink a smoky Manhattan with a piece of waffle on top.
Oh, that thing would look magnificent, though.
And a piece of bacon in it. Which is delicious.
Yeah. I mean, so Stacy sends this picture, and he's like on his birthday. So, there's this Manhattan, Manhattan glass, and it's got this cover on it. And there's all smoke in there, and then the next picture is it's coming off, and the smoke is disappearing, and there it is with a little mini waffle and a piece of bacon in there. I'm like, what the hell is on that thing? And he goes, it's a waffle.
It's a waffle.
It's a waffle. On a Manhattan? He goes, yep. And I'm like,
why not?
That tracks.
Do it.
It was really good because it was like a sugary, crunchy, soft inside waffle.
And Patrick's probably making faces about that waffle in his bourbon.
No, that's good. I'd take that. I'd try that.
I'll take that.
Anything's good. Bourbon.
For $16, $32 for two of them.
Well, I mean, that's because you had candied bacon in it, and you had that waffle, and
Candied waffle.
Nowadays, I mean, there's a place up the street that we go to every now and then, and they craft stuff quite a bit.
Steel and Hops.
Steel and Hops,
yeah.
that's it, yeah. And they do a really good job. And I mean,
good.
They have nothing but whiskeys, bourbons, scotches.
They have a great,
lot of bourbon,
liquor wall.
lots of bourbon.
They have a
That
great liquor wall.
They have an outdoor patio too.
Yeah,
It's cool.
so yeah, it's really cool.
They have some music out there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony Williams, our first guest, was out
okay.
there. He plays out there every now and then, and it's really cool. And it used to be an Applebee's.
Yep.
Okay.
So they kind of revamped it, and it's really cool. I mean, so they have, and their music that they have out there is fantastic. They had a guy out there last time we was there. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. They had a guy that was out there. The one band,
acoustic
band
thing,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
for sure,
But,
yeah.
it's super cool. So, and it's fun. It's eclectic. It's it's fun. It's busy. I like it better than the 5-hole, the other bar that's down the street that used to be
The Dive.
Yeah, it used to be the Dive, and that was really
They had
cool.
good food there.
They had great food, great atmosphere. They did it right, and things they changed. I think they changed ownership like 3 or 4 times in the last
They did.
3 years. I mean, it's been crazy, but Steel and Hops has been, they're consistently good. Service is awesome there.
And then Fat Nats right down the street.
Fat Nats.
I
Oh,
haven't been to either of those. Yeah.
You haven't been to Fat Nats, huh?
No.
Good
no.
breakfasts.
yeah, they're open until 2:00.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
I'm
5 a.m. to 2 p.m. When I was a cop, and Gene remembers, Gene would make me copy for Connie.
Yep.
When my partner Connie, we would go into Fat Nats at least once a week and have breakfast, because we're up and at 'em really early. To work. So, and they opened up at 5 and go and have some breakfast, and you fill the stomach before we go and go arrest people.
Sure.
Dumb
On a
stuff.
full stomach.
On a full stomach.
I know. It's like, why would you do that?
Well, yeah.
Before you go to work, like you get borborygmy.
You chase them.
So now you got to take a shit an hour later. How are you supposed to arrest?
Well, it's not that. It's more like, I got a side ache from running.
Yeah, bullshit.
So, yeah. but that's good food. I mean, Nats has been there for quite a few years, and I didn't even think that they were going to last, but they're huge. I mean, if you're not there by 7:00, you are waiting for an hour.
I
mean, it's
Doc Al's brother Craig went there.
Yeah. Really good breakfast. Good breakfast. So, yeah.
And then my buddy's got that Roman's Cafe. Has some good breakfast up on, was it 45th?
Yeah, 45th and University.
Yeah, and University, yep.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and want some good breakfast, Roman's Cafe is a good place to
But
come.
I'm still going to probably say that the breakfast that Steve has when he's out scuba diving is probably way better.
We have you generate 2 breakfasts. So we'll get up. It's first breakfast.
And then second breakfast.
So which is like just some toast and whatever. Go do your dive, come back, and then it's the big goblet of whatever.
The
you
big
want.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big breakfast.
Something a little light to get
You do a lot of eating, yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the yacht,
Yeah.
They had chefs on there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they're good. Yep.
And they're good.
So he eats good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do that for just like a vacation or something like that, to rent one of those yachts. But watching that show that they have, I forgot the name of the show, but they have like a yachting crew, and it's you follow the yachting crew with the customers, and
Sure.
they have their own cameras and stuff like that, and it's really kind of
Brett, go buy a lottery ticket.
Below Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool to watch that show, and it's just like, oh man, I'd love to do one of these yachting things.
Aren't all the
for a week.
employees on that show banging each other? And
They are.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so gross.
Yeah, but and it's just like, well, for the week, here's $90,000 is what we got for the week, and here's the tip. It's like 90 freaking grand.
Yeah.
But
those vessels take a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We were sitting in the marina in Grand Bahama, and this is one of the smaller liveaboards, and they're just filling up gas at the marina, and that bill was like 35 grand.
Yeah, I bet.
Just in gas.
To gas up.
I mean, I don't think they gas up every week.
Yeah.
I hope not, but maybe they do. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got don't they have like 10 engines in there or something like that? 10 like car engines or something?
No, I mean, there's some big, I don't know my engines very well. I've never been like big into like car engines and all that stuff, but I know they're big, and so they take tours down there and bring the guests and stuff. And some of the car guys are like, man, that's amazing.
That's a big engine.
Yeah.
That's a big camshaft.
Well, there's a gal on Facebook that has documents, and she takes her yacht. It's probably like a 40 or 50 foot yacht, so it's a smaller one. And she does transports up the coast from Florida all the way up towards the East Coast, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And she has to gas up midway, so she has to gas up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, literally 5 or 6 times. And each time she gasses up, it's $2,500.
Yeah.
So you do that times 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like,
And boats are so inefficient.
but it's sometimes they do it that way because it's quicker than doing transit systems where they have to wait. She just does it quick, but she makes a ton of money doing it. And I'm like, how can you make any money if you are spending?
Well, you charge a lot.
Yeah. Well, you charge a lot, and they want it, within
It's because
a
of the
couple
drag,
days.
right?
Yeah.
Because the water drag.
Yeah.
Because
The currents and
currents and stuff.
it's-
Yeah. You'd almost be better off getting a submarine.
Yeah.
Almost,
It's tough to get a lot of people on them though.
Yeah.
And then the DEA comes in, swoops in, and jumps in. What do you got in here?
Or
What are you transporting?
drop a missile on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So what, you're going to Cozumel soon?
Yeah, next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many dives do you do in a trip?
This one, it won't be near as many as like the liveaboards.
Uh-huh.
This is a high school group that we do a high school trip every summer.
Okay.
And Bob Amelie, who is the outdoor adventures teacher at Andover High School, he coordinates. It's his trip,
Oh, sure.
and we set it up for him. And,
Sure.
and myself, Brett, Gertie's one of our instructors, do the instructing on the trip. And we get the kids certified. If they're repeat students, we do their advanced. If they repeat again, we do their nitrox, that type of thing. But they have to get presentations, like marine biology presentations and stuff. So it's an educational deal. And it's not just for it's for any high school student anywhere. Anybody can go. And it's
Wow, that's very cool.
Well, we used to do the Bighorn backpacking trips. Yeah. That was kind of fun, when I was in high school.
Yeah.
To the Bighorn Mountains but that would be even cooler because you get a biology lesson out of it.
Yeah, you do. They learned a lot. And to answer your original question, we on a trip like that we'll do 15 dives on average. On the liveaboards, like when we were in the Philippines, we did over 30. So
where are they getting certified? Just at a local pool, or is there a place that certifies them before they go, or do you guys certify them?
Yeah, so at our dive shop, we have a pool at our dive shop, and so we do all the confined water stuff there, and then we do the open water dives, and we go to Cozumel. So we'll do those from shore, and once the kids are certified, then the last 3 days we take them out of the boat, and then the last day we take them to snorkel with the whale sharks.
How fun is that?
Wash and stuff. Yeah.
So what are they certified? Patty or Maui or what?
We do Patty.
Patty. Yep. I like Patty.
Yep. They're all the same. They're like credit cards. You know,
Yep.
they're all accepted. But yeah.
Yeah, but one you have to pay interest, right? Maui, you have to pay interest. Patty was the gold standard when I was.
Yeah, I think Naui was the original. Actually, YNCA.
Yep.
Naui was
Yep.
the original one, but Patty's the one that's most promoted. SSI is right up there too. But there's-
So what are those acronyms you said?
So Patty stands for
Professional Association Diving Instructor.
diving instructors, and Naui's, not another underwater instructor. No,
Yep, exactly.
no, they are. Yeah, Scuba Schools International. There's, they all have their Scuba Diving International, Technical Diving International.
Yep.
Yeah.
So each one has its own kind of certification, but they're about. I mean, they have the same weight.
Yeah.
or-
So they all subscribe to the credible ones that we mentioned. Subscribe to what's called the RSTC, the Recreational Scuba Training Council, which sets the standards that you need to teach. You need to complete these standards to become a certified diver.
Yeah.
So somebody could take a Naui open water course, entry water course, and then jump over and take a PADI advanced course, an SSI rescue. You can,
Yep.
they're cross compatible
All right.
up
Yep.
to the professional
Yep.
level. Then you got to kind of pick your,
And there's a lot of different levels, isn't there?
there are, yeah. But most, I tell,
Night dive, cave dive.
yeah, cave diving is a different certification. Night diving, you can take that as a specialty certification, but most divers will do their open water and advanced open water, which gets them certified to 100 feet.
Yep.
And then nitrox. If you get those three, and you can keep going, but those to me are the three most important ones
Yep.
to be a recreational diver.
Sure.
Yeah. And the nitrox is it's a gas we breathe that's got more oxygen in it. So instead of 21%, it's got like 32%. So it's less nitrogen.
Okay.
So you can stay
didn't-
longer.
It's less
a little
longer,
safer, less.
So that must be because I didn't even heard of that. It's new, obviously, within the last 20 years, 30 years.
nitrox has been around a while. The recreation community, like Patty, put their first course out in '95.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
that
I need one of those.
You get a little higher than
Yeah, I want one.
normal with the.
You-
Sign me
No,
up.
you don't. With Trimix, if you're breathing helium, you sound funny.
I suppose.
That would be a good joke.
Yeah.
Spill this thing about helium.
My favorite is Dodds
Yeah.
or death diving. Have you heard about this?
What?
It's in Oslo. Norwegians, they dive and belly flop. It was invented in Oslo in the 70s. So competitors launch themselves from a 10-meter platform or higher in a spread eagle belly flop position, curling into a shrimp fetal position at the last second. So feet, hands, knees, or elbows break the water first. So
I've seen
It's-
that. So funny to watch.
it's hilarious. Yeah, there's males and females and everybody. They just go, and it's like you can feel the pain. when
Patrick,
they
you
hit.
do that. You do that at your pool, don't you?
I do that with I do that to my dogs.
But so that's
Death
just
dive.
basically a cannonball, and you better get into the cannonball position, otherwise you are going to be a lot.
But they don't. They
So
don't. They legit. They're like kind of like you would be like doing a crab walk when they hit.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll skip that one. Yeah, not for me. No.
And you were saying 10 meters?
10 meters or higher.
Oh
Wow.
my God! So
It's
that's like
insane.
30 plus feet.
Ouch.
Yeah, and some people do
Yeah.
flippies and twisties and spinnies and then hit. So
You'd have to
you
wear a
get
nut
creative
cup
with
to
it.
do that.
Oh my God! You
Not me.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Nothing there. So,
Yeah. Nothing but air.
yeah.
Now, you had some controversy with one of the bands you play in. Wasn't it a name problem that happened?
Oh, that's right.
So
You were telling us about that.
Yeah, it's when we were doing the first Bon Jovi tribute band, we called it "Shot Through the Heart." And trying to find a name that a band hasn't used, especially
Right.
tribute bands. And I'm kind of over the tribute band thing, but we do it to whatever. And but we went to use the name, and another band, Southeast. I'm not sure where they're from, South Carolina, Atlanta. I don't know where somewhere they took the name. Not just took the name "Shot Through the Heart," but they took how we spelt the word "through," THRU, instead of the normal spelling, everything of it, and then they trademarked it.
They trademarked it because you guys had it first.
Yeah.
Then they took it and trademarked
Well,
it.
because we stopped playing. We started in 2014, 2015, and I think 2019 we stopped doing it. The Facebook page never went away; it just sat there. But they're like, oh, these guys aren't active. If they would have emailed me or text, hey, do you mind if we use this? I would have said yeah, because I had no plans of putting it back together. But anyway, so we started it up again, and they complained to Facebook, and Facebook pulled our whole. So we lost our Facebook page and all of the content from it, which we can't get back. That's the biggest part. I just like, why don't you guys just ask?
Yeah,
it's
great.
Whatever. So we changed the name to Wild in the Streets, but because it's the only name we could find of a Bon Jovi song that wasn't used. I mean, the tribute bands. I just like cover bands. So we actually, same band. We started our old Canine Zowie back together, which is just cover stuff. I'm the only original guy in the band, but the musicians are very good. We're gonna go back to playing just those fun covers of
because you know all the lyrics.
It's just I just want to play. I don't want to pretend I'm somebody else. It's kind of weird, So we don't put the wigs on or nothing like that. We just go out and instead of saying we're a Bon Jovi tribute band, we'll go play the Bon Jovi songs and celebrate the Bon Jovi music. But it's not like we're trying to be other people. We're just playing these songs. We have there's already Hairball, and they do a good job at it.
And Hairball, I mean, the rest of the band doesn't dress up. It's just the singers.
Right.
And then they roll through the singers. I mean, that's the show is the singer, and they do that kind of stuff, and they make it fun. And then, what was the other one from LA that they do the same kind of thing as Hairball?
Yeah, there's been a few of them around. I think one from Canada was called Snake Eyes or Snake Oil or Snake Bite or something. And it's something like that. It's a bigger show, and there's a lot that goes into it. I get it, but when you got big weekend warrior guys that are just kind of dinking around.
Right.
To me, it's kind of creepy in a way. You got 50, 60-year-old guys dressing up they're trying to be somebody that was 25. To me, it's just kind of weird.
It's that Leplin.
And people buy into it. I'm like, what a... I mean, maybe it's just me, but I'm like, I like playing together with our buddies and just having fun, playing music with their friends. And then, we don't sample anything. We actually play all the parts. And so it's,
So between that and
big anniversary coming up, huh? The Slippery When Wet is 40 years old on August 18th.
Wow.
It is.
You better have a gig August 18th.
Oh, my God.
Actually, we're playing the State Fair August 21st.
So
perfect.
There you go.
There we go.
What are you playing?
Yes.
Coasters.
Coasters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Coasters, State Fair.
Yeah.
So you're between your scuba diving schedule and your music schedule, I suppose you're not playing too much because you're out of town.
We have more gigs than we want to right now. Right now, our agent's got us 2 gigs plus a month, and we want 1 at the most, 2 a month. But it is what it is as of right now. We don't want to do it for job. We don't. We want to get paid, but we don't care about the money. Everybody's got a job, and we just want to go out and have fun.
Yep.
And play. I like we were talking about the one man acoustic. I like the smaller shows. I've played enough big shows over the years in the festivals and stuff like that, where the smaller clubs and just hanging out, playing music, and to me it's more fun right now to me. So
well, if you're interested,
I gotta love AI. So here is some funny Bon Jovi tribute or cover band names. By Jovi. How about Wrong Jovi?
I got one.
Slippery When Wet.
That's taken.
Living on a Spare.
Spare tire.
Yeah. So you could dress up in the bowling shirt and shit. That'd be funny. Bed of No Roses. Shot Through the Heart.
Yeah. That's taken.
Living on a Prayer, Bad Medicine, and Blaze of Glory Holes.
Well, Blaze of Glory's taken. I don't know about the whole part, but
Patrick, what about the names for Motley Crue?
Fuck Motley Crue. Then go fuck themselves.
I used to call him Anchovy.
Anchovy's good.
Yeah, anchovy. That's funny. And you know what? And along the line of who can go fuck themselves, I'm going to add David Lee Roth to the list. Have you seen that guy perform?
Oh my!
I know we had.
God,
I feel bad.
We talked about this when Don was on, but he doesn't even sing. I saw him doing Jump, and he was just like, "Jump."
Jump. He doesn't need the money, and it's kind of funny because obviously I've never been to that level. But playing hockey, I was always playing old man's leagues, and I was always a good hockey player. And when I got into these leagues and there were some people that were like, shouldn't be there. And so you kind of let up and it's whatever. And I always told myself, when I get to that guy, I'm going to stop playing because I'm not going to play the 50 and over league. I want to play the 30, 35 and over league. I'm going to be 58 coming up. So,
you're just a young puppy.
And, well, after my second shoulder surgery, I was playing and one of the guys let up on me in the corner. I'm like,
no, time to quit.
Yeah, you're that guy.
I'm that guy. I'm like
that guy.
So. I didn't keep going like David Lee Robbins. Okay, that was it. I threw my hockey gear in the trash. And
then you become a referee, right, Patrick?
No.
Yeah, well, no. Of course. But there's a grumpy old. I know exactly what you're talking about. His name. I'm not going to say his name, but his first name is Steve, and he's been around forever. And I asked another ref, I'm like, "What's this guy's problem? He's always complaining." He goes, "Yeah, he was like a ref 30 years ago, and he's a retired lawyer, so he likes to argue." And I'm like, "Oh shit, no shit."
Yeah.
Every call I make, that guy's like, "He didn't cover the puck all the way. Why'd you blow the whistle?" And I'm just like, "You want the whistle? Do you want to take it? And I'll go watch. Do you want to do this?" He's like,
Those
Is that your closing argument? Is that your closing argument?
Those hockey refs in Minnesota, the youth hockey ref, I mean, they have a tough job. I mean, I used to coach my son up in Elk River when he was in youth hockey up to band, and these parents are
they're the worst.
And one of them was a good buddy of mine, and sitting in the stands and he says, just laying into the ref, and I'm calling him words I never even heard. And I'm like, dude. I'm like, I got up and just walked away. He's like, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm not sitting by you.
They shouldn't let parents go.
I'm like, you're that guy. I'm like, I'm getting you a T-shirt.
Yeah,
Banned.
You're like
Banned.
you're like doing
USA
this.
Hockey has posters plastered everywhere. Zero tolerance. Parents behave yourselves. Don't cuss.
It's like,
Don't.
They're kids. Let them
it's
play.
like-
Just
Oh my gosh! Now they get into fights.
I haven't had anything like that, but I've had I had one incident where it was just like that, and I just looked at the dude and just went, whatever, like, go fuck off. But I did 2 youth games yesterday and 2 high school games, and it's fun in California because I think the parents, they don't have the hockey IQ as the Midwest does, but I have fun
Hockey
with it. There was
IQ?
What is that? What is
well,
that?
parents don't. I mean, they don't know offsides or how. If I fuck up on offsides, they aren't gonna know because they don't know. They just want to see their kids have fun. But yesterday there was a 12 and under kid, and he tripped a kid. So I raised my hand, and then White touches the puck. So I blow my whistle, and I go 6-7, 2 minutes for trip. Because his number was 6-7.
Was it really?
The whole parents
Funny.
because I did this. And 6-7, 2 minutes for tripping.
Yeah, one of the funniest
So-
things. I really enjoyed coaching, and I was always the coach that had to deal with the parents because I'd sit up at the bar after the tournament game and have a beer with the parents, and we talk, whatever. And our other coach, who was the head coach, he was like anti people. He's like, nope, that's your job. You're the parent. But there's this one tournament we were playing. They were peewees, and we had to win by 2 to get, because those round robin tournaments, and it was 4 goals against. I think it was Brainerd we were playing, or we were up by a goal, but we had to win by 2 to get into the championship or the next round. And so there's like 2.5 minutes left, and I go up to Nick, the coach, and go, "We got to pull our goalie." He's like, "What?" I go, "We got to pull our goalie." He's like, "What are you talking?" And I was always joking about, "No, we have to win by 2 to advance." He's like, "You're right. Nick, get over here." He goes, and so we pulls the goalie, and the other coach was like, "What's going on?" And so he pulls his goalie.
Oh,
What?
Both goalies are pulled. The parents in the stands are going, "What's going on?" Nobody scored. It was just this mass chaos for like a minute and a half of Pee-wee kids cruising around. It was the funniest thing, and so I had to go talk to all the parents. Like, this is why we did it. But
they didn't.
Ironic that nobody scored.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I miss those days. It was fun.
Have you ever had anything like that happen in there, Patrick, where you're like, what in the absolute hell is going on?
No, my games are pretty basic. It's, the 12 and under kids, and then high school. And the beer league are, like what Steve was saying, it's 35 to 55, and some are 75. But They have a senior league, and actually we have a really good senior league. So it's hard to keep up with them. They skate like gold leaguers, but no, nothing too crazy out of hand. It's usually pretty chill, but yeah, I don't have anything. Sorry, just maybe no one fucks around when I'm on the ice. That's
any fights?
Well, you're like
had to deal with fights.
You're like
I've had to
6'2"
deal with,
or 6'3" and weigh what 2?
I'm 6'2", 275.
Yeah, you don't mess around.
I'm
with
a good size ref, but
yeah, it's like
no.
I've mess around with that ref.
I've had 2 fights probably in 2 years, and it wasn't a full blown Donnybrook. It was just 2 guys getting each other's faces, and as a ref, you usually don't want to get in the middle of it.
No,
but
no.
It was interesting.
You let them go until they're done, and then you want to get in there and get
if
your
it's
clock clean.
Bar league, they're probably half in the bag and they're falling down anyway.
Patrick's over there going,
well, funny you say that. Well, one of the teams I played on when I was after Brass Kitten was done, my late 20s, it was one of the senior A teams we had sponsored. We'd play these big tournaments and travel, and they went to, I didn't go. Jolene, she's like, no, I don't think you should go on that one. They went to, not Finland. I don't know. They went somewhere and won this tournament. And, but it was a full checking league, and it was all guys that played, retired NHL players, D1 guys. So there wasn't any hacks out there. It was all really good level hockey, and it was full contact, and there was never any fights. Ever.
No.
And nobody, you wouldn't blow people up at center ice, but in front of the net and around the boards, you'd rub people. No one really got lit up.
Right.
And it kind of policed itself. And I played some of the beer leagues that there was no checking.
Yep.
It was the cheapest crap. That's where the fights and stuff were.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
you
what I
couldn't
do.
believe it.
Well,
Patrick,
no
checking league.
Patrick, do
Checking
you go to your buddies and go, I got $20 on the guy in the white.
No, those guys have to earn their penalties. I don't do that, and they do. But
no, when they fight,
Steve
you
was saying,
bet on the side. When they're fighting, who's going to win the fight? Come on, Patrick.
I mean,
no. But like Steve was saying, yeah, it's called competitive contact, which means if you're angling for the puck, you're battling for the puck, you can use leverage, you can use your body to angle in.
That's a loaded competitive contact. That's pretty loaded.
But it was respected. It was respected because nobody was. They just wanted to play good hockey.
Right.
Nobody was there to. And we all wanted to win, and it got pretty competitive. But nobody would blow anybody up. Right. We had that mutual respect that we're here for fun, and our better days are behind us.
Yep.
The B leagues, I think a lot of them thought the dream might still be alive.
we don't recover like we used to.
Well, I mean, even so, wasn't that, Patrick, a few years ago? I think it was Vancouver, where the player, I can't remember the player, took a really bad cheap shot, hit the player good, put him in the hospital, and then they ended up arresting him. Do you remember that?
Well,
for assault. I mean, it
might have been a slash to the back of the head.
Yeah, that was
something.
That was the Brashear hit.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah. It was back check, and he was bad and slashed him from behind in the head, and it was like an assault. And I don't know whatever came of it, but I know he did get arrested. I don't know.
I know, but they wear helmets, so
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's a weapon.
Yeah, he beamed him hard, and he just went down face first, and he hit his face off the ice, and his face is bleeding, the whole thing. But they literally, arrested him. Then that changed the whole dynamic of hockey. That I think that where there is a point where you can go too far. And it's not. You're not going to get a few game suspension or 5 minute for fighting penalty.
Patrick, the guy that got it in the neck with the skate, wasn't there some talk about that was on purpose?
What?
Oh,
do you remember that guy?
Yeah, there
was a little bit
of one that happened, but I think he was arrested too.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
was it the AHL or was it over? See where he got hit and he kicked his skate up and it was and caught him and cut his jugular and
killed him.
I don't know if that one was deemed. I've watched that tape and it's hard to tell if it was intentional or not. But
did that guy die?
Yep,
he did.
He did.
No, my assessment of watching it, because I watched it a number of times, I remember it exactly. I do think, in my opinion, he wasn't trying to kill him, but he was trying to kick him.
Yeah,
and again, accidents are accidents. I don't know whatever actually happened to it, but
there was anger involved.
What's that?
There was anger involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And all kids now, USA Hockey, all kids and referees under the age of 18 have to have a neck guard on. So
that neck.
I get to throw kids out when they show up without a mouth guard or a neck guard, and I go, "Hey, buddy, you got to put your neck guard on, or you can't play." So then the coach goes, "God damn it! I told you guys put on your neck guard," because the kids hate wearing them. So I get it.
It's amazing how much
have to now.
Game has changed though from back in the 80s. You know, when I
I remember back in the day when they didn't even wear helmets.
Yeah, Willie
had no
Plett.
teeth.
Oh yeah,
Willie Plett looked like Sam on Cheers, and his hair his hair, no matter what, looked the same.
He took his stick and whacked a goalie over the head and only got 2-game suspension.
I mean, that game was all clutch and grab and cheap shots. And now it's all skating.
Yeah, and it's like Jack Carlson and his cousins, which were the Hanson brothers.
Oh yeah.
So they were actually, when you saw that movie Slapshot, the Hanson brothers, they were actually the Hanson brothers and the Carlson. They were all cousins or something.
Yeah.
But just crazy, but that's what they did. They just beat the shit out of it.
In fact, that team that the Hanson brothers were actually on, what Slapshot was made of, Bob Costas was the team writer on that bus.
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
It was the Chiefs.
I heard him telling the story. I'm like, you got to be kidding.
It's like my favorite part of the movie. It's like the bus driver's like putting holes in it. He's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm making the bus look meaner."
Was there ever a time when the goalie didn't wear a mask?
Oh yeah.
It's just like,
but
the
sticks,
until
but
the 60s.
but the sticks weren't curved.
No.
They were straight.
I remember.
So you couldn't really-
remember Jerry Cheevers?
no.
He was a goalie for the Gophers, North Stars. No mask. And I don't know if they're playing Boston or whoever they're playing. Didn't matter. But he took a shot, a deflection to the face, and his face exploded.
And he probably still played.
And no, they took him off.
Yeah.
They took him off. It was, I don't know, whatever period, second period or whatever. And the backup goalie came in. The third period, he came out stitched up. And he got a standing ovation.
Oh, really?
I'm like,
that's when you look at it.
Is there any video of that?
That's tough.
YouTube it. I'm sure there's some type of weird thing, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, that's a legitimate tough guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, when USA won the gold, getting your front teeth knocked out and going, "Nope, I'm playing." You're smiling, there's missing teeth to be, the MVP. That's a legitimate tough guy.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was nuts. I remember my first game of junior hockey after high school. We were playing Thunder Bay up in Canada, and then you would play the team twice, like college. You play them, Friday and Saturday night, and it's a Friday, and we're up there taking the opening face off, and the guy can, a lot of them spoke French, and he looks at me and goes, "You want to go?" And I go, "No, you're going to go." Puck drops and his bench clearing ball. I mean, game one, I'm like, oh, I mean, that hockey was bad compared to what it is today.
You don't have any scars, do you?
I do on my chin. And in high school, we had the wire cages.
Yeah.
You had the little foam pad, right?
Yeah.
And every game, you could come up with your arms and the refs didn't call anything. The helmet would come up and hit me, and it would just cut it. And I needed like probably 2 or 3 stitches. It wasn't massive, but we just kept butterflying it every game. It would like open up every game. But that's scars on my shoulders from shoulder surgery. Other than that, no.
We had my friend Frank Milner on, that was a cosmetic dentist that did some work for the Wild. And you have to be in the stories, a couple of the stories that he told.
Yeah, Frank was awesome. He was this a doctor, dental surgeon, dental surgeon, literally. And he was the stories he would tell about, the hockey players, and then basketball. It's like, nobody gets hurt in basketball. He's like, flying elbows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Knock some teeth out. Okay, that tracks.
Yeah.
I never got bloody in hockey. I was a goalie though. So back in the day, you had what you called the wings, which are the pads that, cover your arms. And there was a crease right here.
Yeah.
And I used to always block shots with that. So by October, November every year, I just have black and blue and orange, green colored bruises all over the outside of my elbows, man. I couldn't. So it's just the cheap padding back then just did not have something right in that crease. I just kept.
Could you do the splits, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean.
So when you were doing the splits, your head was probably just the height of the net, right?
Well, no, I mean, I was 13, 14. I was probably 5'9" at that point.
Do you guys remember that commercial where I can't remember the commercial. They show it was about sports, and they show the goalie going into the net, and he was so fat. He goes, some sports you don't have to be athletic, and he squeezes into the net, and there's no room, and they're just hitting him with pucks and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a muffin in a muffin tin.
Yeah. That was like our goalies at Mounds View my senior year, Nick Nitti and Matt Goldsmith. They were good athletes. I mean, they could move, but they were big boys, and they took up a lot of the net.
That's what you want.
Yeah, for the life of me, when I played hockey, I could never score on Nick Nitti. He was so good. He was really quick and fast. And then you had, if you remember, Scott Lasham.
Oh yeah,
he was the skinny goalie.
He was the incarnate of Don Beaupre.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, and he ended up. I mean, I think it was Totino Grace.
Yeah.
Came and said, "Hey, how'd you like to play hockey for us?" And I think it was, who was the coach for Moundsy at the time? Daly. Dan Daly's
he was my freshman and sophomore year. He was Moundsy.
So I think Daly was like pleading them, don't take this goalie, and they're like, yeah, too late. So they gave him like a free ride. He played for Totino Grace, and he literally was Donnie Beaupre. I mean, everything he did looked exactly like it, and he was a hell of a goalie.
We had good goalies. We had Horvath.
Yep.
Who was a year old. You graduated what?
85.
You were at 85?
I'm 85.
You are. Was he your age or a year younger?
I think it was a year younger.
Yeah, so he was 86.
Yeah.
And then we had, Linder.
Yep.
And then Nick and Matt and Scott Lasham was right there. And
he was 86. So I mean, he was right there.
He was the one knock I would say on Scott was I don't even say it's he was such a good goalie, but he was great. Once you scored on him, though, he could cave where and I think that's why he wasn't, because he was just as good as Nick and Matt
easily
were, but anyway,
the thing that I discovered, it's just like you could never beat him on his glove hand, never. Nobody ever did.
Yeah.
So everybody would shoot on his blocker side. He wasn't good on his right hand, but I mean, this side here, he'd slide and do everything. But so people always
he was
shot up.
He was kind of, and I should rescind what I said, but I think his thing is, Nick and Matt and Horvath and Lind. I mean, they were all stand-up goalies. That was the way you played, the Dryden way. Back then.
Same here.
And Lasham was probably before the butterfly goalie. I mean, he was always down.
Yeah.
And I think that was, the coaches were kind of like, I don't know. He's not quiet in the net. He was, he's kind of like Hasek. He's all over the place.
Yeah. He was all over the place. I mean, and I remember watching a game where he was playing for Moundsy before he got scooped up with Totino Grace. I mean, he literally did a Hasek move where he was rolling and spinning and turning, and the buck was going this way, that way. Then they were, it was just like, there is no way that they're not going to score, and they never scored. It was just crazy.
As someone from St. Louis Park, what's it like having good hockey players in school?
We used to have really good hockey because our Bantam, it was kind of funny. You went back to the AI thing, and we were on a dive trip to Little Cayman, and one of the guys on the trip goes, "You ever tested AI?" And I said, "Well, not a whole lot." He goes, "You played high school sports?" And I said, "Yeah, I played hockey." He was ask him what your senior team did. So what did Moundsview's senior, blah, blah, blah. And it comes back. Moundsview had a successful 1987 hockey season. They went 25-1-1, winning the state championship, beating Eden Prairie like 3-1 or something. They averaged 6 goals a game. And I kind of chuckled because neither one of us were in the state tournament. We had a good team, but we didn't make it to the state tournament. And I kind of chuckled. So I texted that to Nick Nitti and Al Silva, one of our coaches at the time, and they were both laughing. They're like, that was our Bantam team. Our Bantam team was unbelievable. Nick still has, he goes, yeah, we were 56-3-1. I'm like, how do you remember that?
But that was like the A midget team that I played on. We lost, I think, 2 games out of an entire season. It was Edina Green and Edina White were the 2 teams that we we lost to, and we went to the state tournament, and of course it was a Edina White, but they took their entire varsity team, juniors and under, and put it on that team, and they were using green and white to get their players more games.
Sure.
It was all it's super shady, but they beat us like 11-1. They just, it wasn't even funny, but those were the only two teams that could beat us. But
yeah,
we were,
and there's a lot of teams that do. Mounds View didn't use the midget. It was called midgets at the time. No, it was called midget. Now it's called
midgets,
J Gold or whatever.
Yeah.
But that Bantam team that we had, half the team went to Hill Murray.
Yeah.
And half the team went to Mounds View. But Hill Murray pulled from North St. Paul. They pulled from everywhere. And when you lose two lines, we had a good hockey team. Our freshman class was really good. But when you lose half your players, Tony Smallspar, Sean Fabian, Garraby, you got Satterley who went to St. Thomas. You lose 8-9 guys, and it's like, man,
it's big, and it was sad because they were able to, at that time, weren't they able to say, you come on over, we'll take care of your tuition. It's going to be free, or it's something they did to get them over, because nobody's going to go to them unless, because I remember that they did something that was kind of shady, and then they kind of stopped.
I can't say that they did. I will say, high school hockey coach at the time, I don't even want to say his name, but he came to our Bantam locker room and invited everybody to go to Hill Murray. But as far as I know, nobody got their tuition paid for. I don't know if that's true. I can't confirm that. But he's like, if all you guys are, there wasn't. We were taking Edina, we were killing them. It was I was like killing them, but we the team that beat us was North St. Paul, and
God,
half that team was at Hill Murray when they took half that team too. So it was interesting. Mounds View put a lot of good. You look at a lot of the good play, like Ryan McDonough. He was a Mounds View guy. Went to Crete.
Did you play Arndale?
Was that?
Did you play Arndale?
No, Mounds View.
I know, but did you play Arndale?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, always. Yeah, we always played Arndale.
Do you remember any of those guys on those teams from?
I do.
5?
Yeah, Eric Olson. I remember.
Benji Pope. Did he play?
Yep.
Benji Pope.
I'm just thinking some guys that I played.
You
Chad
said
Wald.
played what? But you said played in the 80s, didn't he, Scott?
I played 83 to 87.
Yep.
I played freshman through senior.
Okay.
My first
Scott Rickard.
varsity game was in 1983.
I actually saw a picture of Patrick in his goaltending stuff. And
did you really? Yeah, but
great. I do actually. I do. I might have to put that on the end of the podcast, eh, Patrick?
Yeah.
I bet you it was black and white.
It's in color, but it's kind of funny. And then I looked at that, and you know who else is a goalie back in the day from Saturday Night Live? I remember Chris Farley, of course.
Oh yeah,
he was a goalie too, and I remember seeing his goalie picture, and it wasn't
too far from Patrick's.
Too far from Patrick's.
Patrick, did you play with what's the St. Louis guy that played in the NHL?
Eric Rasmussen.
There was another one after him, wasn't there?
Bauer Neudecker. I played with his dad, Andy, but no, Eric Rasmussen.
I remember Eric. He played for the Gophers, and
Rasmussen.
Yeah, Brandon Stiggy was on my team. He went to Burnsville, so they poached a St. Louis Park player there. But Eric Rasmussen would be the only one that I kind of played with because he was 4 years younger than me, but he would always be at Oak Hill Park with his older brother, Scott, was more my age. So this little Eric kid's running around and we're, hip checking him and tripping him and shooting shit at his face. And so that's probably why he got so good, is because he was playing with older people.
Yep.
But yeah, he went to state in 94, I think. And then he was a Buffalo Sabre for a while and he kind of became a goon.
Right.
Was his he was a fourth line goon for a while. So
but he actually had a pretty lengthy NHL career for a role player.
Yeah.
Well, and now he trains. I know Paul Martin a little bit from his Gopher days, and
he's up in Elk River.
Yeah.
He would coach my son when he played for Elk River.
Oh, right.
So
yeah, he's a Gopher coach now. But yeah, I think Eric Rasmussen's still doing hockey stuff, training and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. So, like Sitzer Park, I used to live right across the street, and we just jump the fence and go over. But the Paradise Brothers, the Paradise Boys, were always over there. And I remember playing hockey with them when they were like,
they're good.
4 feet high, and I remember the youngest Paradise, his dad cut his stick down. So you have a regular stick and it was literally about 2 feet high, and that's what he used. And we all would get him to play. And I mean, he was good when he was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But we played with those guys over at Sitzer Park all the time. And Mike Tenzing, if you remember, of course, you remember Mike Tenzing, but he was a fantastic player.
Yeah.
He wasn't really a big guy, but he was almost.
He is now.
Yeah.
He's like 6'1".
Yeah. But I mean, he was thin,
tiny,
and he was tiny. I mean, but he was just, you couldn't hit him. He would just move around you. You would go to hit him. You'd hit yourself into the boards. You couldn't even take him out. Even if you hit him with a good hip check, his hip would go this way and he'd be back on the, you just couldn't get him. It was just crazy. He was so fast. He was good. He was fun to play with.
Yeah. He was a great guy. Yep. Yep. We played together we had 3 years together at Monsey that we played. Yeah.
So yeah.
How did you guys fare against Arendelle back then? Pretty good?
Pretty well.
But
they did beat us. Our senior year, we were really good. And we lost. Roseville beat us and went to state. And Irondale was not very good and beat us.
Oh, really?
And it was because, like a lot of coaches, my line, me, Pat Martin, and Mark Zoya, we never left the ice. We play every other and they just kept hammering us. In our junior year, Irondale was good, and we were 500, and we beat Irondale.
Well, like
just any given Sunday, just
there it is. There it is.
And Brett, I don't think you've seen these ones before, but this is my
oh my God, that
my
is
final year of Bantam A.
Awesome.
And the guy threw the puck at me. I wasn't expecting it, but it's going right in the glove, of course. And then I went over to Blake. I told you I went to Blake because they needed a goalie because I couldn't make the Bantam B team because I took the summer off and fucked around and found out. So and then here's another one at Blake.
That's awesome.
Just stand up style. Let me see if there's any other. Yeah, but look at the flow on that kid. Look at that fucking.
That's
flow.
fantastic.
Look at that hair. That is a hockey hair if I've ever seen it. I mean, look at that. And it's red.
Yeah.
It's red.
I got to say, the all hair team they do at the state tournament now,
awesome.
that guy that does it, it's so good.
Oh, and now with the mustaches, now they got they're growing mustaches and the hair. It's great.
Was it the one kid last year, not this past year, but the year before, his hair was like a cheetah. I don't know how he did that.
Oh, I know.
What's really funny is because, there's a kid when I'm teaching middle school and I'm going to Highview and all these middle schools, you can tell Chippewa, you can tell all the kids that are hockey players. They have the same wispy hair or they have the same mullets. It's like, and you can always tell hockey kids.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's 86, 87 right there, boys. Wow.
Is that when you graduated?
No, I was still. This was probably Bantam A's right here.
Oh, okay.
I graduated in 90.
That's when I was graduating.
This was probably my last year of hockey because I got to high school and I didn't want to continue anymore.
Sure.
But we had 3 goalies and it was kind of interesting.
But that
never had a 3 goalie rotation up to that point. So one of us had to eat shit. So
it was kind of funny bringing up the Mike Tenzing thing. I still remember, back then, headshots and concussions where you don't even talk about it. But I remember Mike got blown up one time. We're at Columbia Arena. I don't even know where we were playing, probably Columbia Heights or something. And he comes back to the bench. He's keeled over in the back. He's puking. And Andy, our coach, like, Mike, you good? He's like, yeah.
What were some of your favorite barns? Because I remember like New Hope. I remember like Bloomington. Every time you got to play like Kennedy or Jefferson, they always had like sweet facilities. But like iconic rinks. I saw in Mighty Ducks, they shot, I think, at the abandoned Fridley. It's like in Fridley or something like that.
What do you call them? Barns?
Yeah, that's just the hockey term.
That's the term.
Because they kind of were barns. Mounds View.
Oh, the
it still kind of sits in my craw because we were the vagabonds of high school hockey. We didn't have an arena. We had Shoreview Arena, and when you got the North Oaks people that pretty deep pockets, and we couldn't get our own arena done.
Yep.
So our home arena was technically the State Fair Coliseum, and I did like playing there a lot. slow ice, but and that was back then when people went to high school hockey games.
Yep.
I mean, Elk River would be 1-2 in the state. You'd go see an Elk River game, and there's like stands are half full, and I'm like, but until the state tournament or whatever, I'm like, I don't get it. But I mean, but so I like the Coliseum. I like Roseville. I like going up north. We played up in Eveleth. They filled those end boards with cement. So if you're a defenseman and you're going D to D and you're getting the puck out of the zone, you better get up in against the boards. And when you get hit, they don't give. And they know that. So they
pucks, as your goalie too, you got to realize pucks are going to be bouncing
they
back
come right.
Yeah.
But that was like Elk River back in the day was a barn.
It was a barn.
It was a barn
with chicken wire around.
Right, and when it got cold, I mean, you're playing when it got 30 below. It was
colder inside than outside. I swear to God, it would be 0 outside and -15 in the bubble. Yeah, I hated Osseo. Oh,
yeah, because you had all those. You had all the county arenas, and I think Osseo was one. It is one where it was like a pole barn. That's where the barn came from, just an aluminum pole barn with a rink in it. St. Mary's Point
yep.
was terrible. You're walking over sand to get to the ice.
Gotta have blade guard.
That was in St. Croix.
Yeah, there was a few bad ones. Like I said, Elk River was
terrible.
St. Paul, North St. Paul. Remember when we had to play? It was in St. Paul off of Pleasant. That piece of shit arena. Oh my God, it was horrible.
Oscar Johnson.
That was tough.
Shoreview, it's the same rink,
right? So I mean, there were some bad ones that you had to play at, but I loved, like you said, the Coliseum was great because you felt like when you played there, you felt like you made the big time because it was just so big.
For a high school hockey game, we're not even talking sections. I mean, behind the nets weren't filled, but on the sides, I mean, that place, there was a lot of people there, and people would just go to high school hockey games. When you play Columbia, the yellow rink, it was yellow.
Somebody peed in it.
That place was packed. It could just be a nondescript, doesn't matter who's playing
because we're Minnesotans.
It was and you had the bands playing, which was now bands don't go to games because it costs too much. I'm like, Elk River, they got to walk 20 feet. It's right across the arena's right connected to the high school. It's like, it was a great era to play hockey.
It really was. In Minnesota, I think
it was a great era for everyone.
And one class of hockey,
right? There was, but Minnesota was always kind of that big thing. Even when Woog was coaching. He made it a point that only, kids from Minnesota played on the Gophers. Mm-hmm. You had to be a Minnesota person to play. Yeah. And that's when, hockey was, I think, ingrained in all of us. And I think, that was back in our era. It's being like middle-aged now, but, and things have changed, but hockey's always been, one of the big, brightest things in the 5-state area. It's been nothing
Minnesota,
but hockey.
man.
It's Minnesota.
Did you hear Roger's hockey story?
No.
He went to the hockey. He went to Wild, and he was like in the second row on the glass, and he got hit in the face with a puck.
It happened to Patrick, right?
It came all the way down and hit him right in the nose and gave him stitches, and they gave him the puck.
Yeah, but when Patrick got hit in the face and took stitches. Yeah, his date was like loving him after that, right?
Yeah, no, I got a second date out of that one. So Steve, it was like Minnesota Moose used to play at Target Center.
Oh, right? Yeah.
And I had tickets because I was an intern at KQ. Like, hey, you want these tickets? I'm like, hell yeah, give me those tickets. So I took a date, and about 10 rows up, and at the end of warm-ups, the players are flipping pucks up to kids, And one of them got a little saucy with it, and it flew up, and it just boink right in my eye right here. And I was bleeding immediately, and my date's just like. So Dr. Sheldon Burns, who is the famous doctor of all sports teams in Minnesota, was on site, and he stitched me up, and he stitched me up very well because there's no scar. But
gave you a little butterfly Band-Aid, right?
No, he stitched me up right in the locker room, dude. It was cool.
Nice. That was your dream come true, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, actually. I liked it more than I liked my date. But no, I got a little prize pack and got to watch the rest of the game in a seat.
Did you get the puck? Did you get the puck?
No. I think I got a puck, like one with the brand on it.
You didn't get the blood
I still have a Minnesota Moose jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Apparently, they had asked which player it was that had done it, and nobody fessed up. So,
nope, not me. Not me.
Yeah,
that was probably
make
speaking of scars.
a week.
That was probably my worst hockey injury. Was just playing old man's hockey. It wasn't even league. It was just pickup hockey at Schwann's Super Rink, and just was coming across the blue line and stay on side. I cut across it, and another guy went the same way, and he put his stick up and and I had a half shield on, and just my lip blew up, and I was blood all over, and I had to pick my wife up the next day at the airport. So her and her friend, they were coming back from a trip, and so I go to the ER there, right. What I don't know, is it Mercy? Which one? Right by Unity.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ridley,
and go to the ER to the lady's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I need some stitches." And it was like, and she's like, "Well, we're pretty busy." And I looked at her, and I'm like, I still remember, I'm like, "Really? Well, what do you want me to do?" Anyway, it was all so I get in there. The doctor walks in. He goes, "Oh, that's a good one." He goes, it's going to be a scar. I'm like, it is what it is, And so it went across the top of my lip, and it's like right above you can't even see it. If you looked like close, you could, but he did such a good job stitching it up. It just went. But I went to pick Jolene right up there, and she comes out. She's like, because my nose is like, because it's so swollen, it was pushed over. She's like, what happened?
Yeah, no, thank God for good doctors with good stitches. I had a hand, you could still barely see it, but I had a gash here. It was, it's about this wide. So it's like 3 inches. And I remember the guy was nervous. He was a student, so he's shaking, and he put in like 4 stitches. And I'm like, thanks, pal. Because because the trick to stitches is the closer they are and the more you do, the less scarring you'll have. But this guy put in like 4 of these, like 1 per inch, and I've still got this fucking scar across the top of my hand. Like, thanks a lot, kid.
You had a hot date.
Stay away from those teaching classes.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have facial hockey scars.
That's true. Lots of hockey up here. Well,
I
folks,
like how we started out talking about swimming, and then we're talking about hockey for the last hour. We should just
the way we roll.
hockey podcast.
Yeah, your favorite. Your favorite subject.
I love talking. I could talk hockey all day.
Me too.
We are the hockey capital, I think, Minnesota.
Absolutely.
I believe that. Well, folks, it's come to that time. Thanks again for checking out our show. As always, we can't do this without you. So if you like the podcast, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And of course, Patrick, who do we have next week?
You know what?
Matt
Damon, his people they contacted me. He's never coming on the show. He doesn't like us at all. But I'm hopeful for Billy Bob Thornton. So
Billy Bob. We're going to have Billy Bob Thornton on next week.
And
wait, before I know we got to go, but this is a true story. Billy Bob has a band, and he's coming to Sacramento. And it's like in a little place, right? And the cheapest ticket is $361. And I'm like, that could be money well spent.
It could be, because there'd probably be like six people there. But
in a bar, oh God. Anyway, but I'm working on Billy Bob, so we'll get him.
All right. So
very cool.
Billy Bob Thornton next week. Tune in, folks. We'll see you next week, and have a great evening, day, and whatever.
Good night.
See ya.